From broken wall bangs to facts about deadlock, here are 45 Valorant things that you didn't know. Did you know that you can wall bang an A lobby from mid on Haven? Yeah, and who better than Nats to show us exactly how? Did you know that Deadlock's ultimate can pass through the teleporters on Bind? You can practically get a free kill just by sending it through there once you get the information that enemies are in B short.
It does.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Nothing can beat the dopamine rush from getting an ace and hearing that signature sound effect, but did you know that it goes even further than that? Obviously, it's not always possible in an actual game, but you get overkills when your multi-kill becomes higher than 5. And after 5 overkills in a deathmatch, the announcer actually says Rampage. If you are a Jet main and you would like to get a free kill at the start of a round, you can use this double updraft from Generator on Ascent that will allow you to kill anyone who's wandering in A lobby. And who better than Durka to show us how to properly use it?
At least. So now they've brought one in, maybe this will be the difference, mate.
Oh, Durka! That is disgusting!
Did you know that on Ascent, you can wallbang Generator from Tree? They really weren't kidding when they said this map is made of paper, man. Fitting for its name, the Glitch Pop skin line have a little hovering hologram effect that can actually frequently glitch onto other guns, which makes them look like they're a part of the skin line.
What happened with my sheriff? It's not. This is not normal. Les gars, c'est quoi ce skin là? C'est quoi ça?
If you're destroying your enemies in Valorant and you feel pity for them for some reason, you can actually write FF using your knife so that they surrender. But not just with any old knife, of course. It doesn't work if you try it with the default knife. You need a Karambit skin. And if you want to destroy more enemies and make them surrender, but in a different game, now you can. Your reign of terror doesn't have to stop here. All thanks to today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, the hit mobile hero collection RPG played by over 80 million players across the world. And to tell us all about it, I've invited a new fellow academic from Raid to join us today.
Professor Death Knight here from Teleria University, who legally not a school, with a math problem. If you create a hit mobile game in 2019, how many champions will you have now? Over 700. Not only does Raid have hundreds of rad champions, it also has 15 amazing factions. Faction Pop Quiz. Can you name the latest faction? If you said the elusive Sylvan Watchers, you're right. Okay, class. Any questions?
Well, Professor Death Knight, how are you doing? I do have a question for you. Who's your favorite new champion, besides Ultimate Death Knight?
Alright, if I can't say Ultimate Death Knight, then I gotta say Ultimate Death Knight. He's my #1 boy. I'm not supposed to have favorites, but I do.
And do you feel nervous by having all these fresh new champions that might end up replacing you?
Replace me? Well, if anybody replaces me, then I get to give them advice about everything I brought to the table, you know? That's just more opportunity to teach. My new passion.
Well, Professor, it was a real pleasure to meet you. Goodbye for now. And if you're looking for a new challenge in Raid Shadow Legends, well, you're in luck. They've just added a fearsome new boss, Akumori the Phantom Shogun. This undead general is guarding everything you need for accessory ascension, a new feature that allows you to upgrade your gear to even greater heights than ever before. And if you've somehow managed to miss out on the incredible animated limited series, Raid Call of the Arbiter, then you can check out all 10 episodes on the official Raid Shadow Legends YouTube channel right now. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, you can use my link in the description below to download it or scan my QR code to get insane bonuses. I mean, we're talking about an epic champion Drake from the Lizardman faction and other useful things that can help you destroy your opponents. Once you're in and crushing your enemies, come find me under the name Alloy, and if you're fast enough, you can join my clan. So just hit my link in the description and I will see you on the battlefield. Have you ever seen Valorant accounts with these massive amounts of credits and wonder how? Well, you can actually have unlimited Valorant points when you're a professional player. It's not because Riot is playing favorites or anything, but these accounts are given to the players during tournaments so they can buy their preferred skin loadouts and play with full comfort. There are a lot of weird things that can happen while lagging, from rubber banding to everything thing just freezing in place, and yet one of the weirdest is the environment's interactions with Sova's dart. When you shoot it while you're lagging and it hasn't landed yet, it'll actually bounce infinitely and never properly land until the player stops lagging. Riot is known for being a little cheeky with Valorant and adding some references to their other games in there. So there's a League of Legends character just chilling on a bench in Ascent. Near Arches, there's a wooden bench that has a carving of the champion Tom Kench's face on it, which is a neat little detail for any League players that started playing Valorant. Did you know that there's a secret voice line for when Sage revives herself? Sage isn't normally able to revive herself in regular games, but that doesn't stop players from being curious about what would happen if she did. So they booted up a custom lobby and we're in for a bit of a surprise. The Octopus Gun Buddy from Episode 2 Act 3's Battle Pass has a bit of a secret that could hint towards something regarding Omen's lore. It's normally reddish in color, but it changes when equipped on the Omen's Agent Contract gun skin. It matches the dark blue of his color theme and the bright blue markings on his face as well. Comment down below your theories on what you think the truth is behind Omen's lore. KO's Agent Contract Gun Buddy appears to be a small metallic thing that looks like it's closed. However, it actually changes in the right circumstances, just like the Octopus Gun Buddy. You need to equip his Agent Contract gun skin, gun buddy, and card, as well as use Brimstone. You'll then see it open up, which is a neat little Easter egg that hints at their lore in KO's previous timeline. The Spectrum bundle is well known for being the skin line that plays funky music on Inspect, but did you know that it also changes your victory theme and loss theme at the end of a game?
Not first. Disappointing.
Astra's wall may block all bullets and sound, but there's a few things that can pass through it just fine, like your knife. It's kind of funny that the wall can stop an entire machine gun spray and more, but it can't stop a little blade from passing through.
Astra. Damage! Oh my god, what?
You can prevent the common trick of Omen ulting onto the spike to retrieve it through a number of ways. You can use Deadlock's barrier, Sage's wall, an Astra pole, or even just with your own body. A recent example would be Team Liquid versus Fnatic in Masters Tokyo, where on Ascent they had 3 people stand on top of the dropped spike to body block the incoming Omen ultimate.
Sat on top of the spike. Ye shall not claim this, they say.
What? Wait, I missed it, but I saw it. They just body blocked with 4?
Reyna's ultimate gives her a variety of effects that enable her to take fights better, and one of those includes highlighting the enemies to make them easier to see. When it comes to Yoru's clone though, it doesn't get highlighted at all, which makes it easier for Reyna users to know which Yoru they should be shooting at. Now at this point, we should all know that flashes blind you for what it feels like forever, but did you know that you can actually minimize its duration by standing further away? That's right, the closer you are to a flash, the longer you get blinded. This means that when playing against flash agents, you should be careful in playing around those close corners if you're not ready to play anti-flash. Most guns give you the option to ADS, which makes you more accurate at the cost of your bullet fire rate. The Odin, however, actually has a faster fire rate when it's scoped in. This means that it's a lot more optimal to keep scoping in with an Odin and jump peeking instead of peeking normally so you can keep scoping in. Fades and Breach's ultimates are some of the strongest ultimates in the game, and one of the reasons why is because both of them encompass such a huge area of space and they're nearly impossible to dodge normally. When playing Omen, however, you can dodge an enemy Fades or Breach's ultimate entirely just by timing your teleport ability to pass through them. Cypher's camera has had some weird interactions with the map before, but did you know that it can also have those with some agents utilities? You can actually attach a Cypher camera on a chamber trip and still have it working even when the trip is down. Brimstone and Viper Molly have the same trajectory, but a Brimstone Molly bounces twice while a Viper Molly bounces once. This is why only some and not all lineups will work for both Mollys. Lineup Larrys can be as strong as they are annoying, but they're certainly not invincible. There's quite a few ways to deal with them, even when they've already fired their Mollys. You can actually body block a Brimstone Molly or use a Sage Wall to block it, letting you defuse it in just the nick of time. Breach's ultimate is loud, proud, and one of the most terrifying things to hear coming from the enemies during a game. It's quick and usually unavoidable. It can normally knock you back pretty far. But did you know that you can actually minimize its effect by simply crouching? You can actually throw a Sova Recon on an enemy Sky ultimate as it passes by, and it'll stay on it as it keeps moving. Well, that's one way to make use of your enemy's skills to help your own team. For the Raze mains out there, you can actually stick your satchel onto your own boombot. It can even be detonated manually as usual, which can make the boombot bounce a little. Not sure how useful it actually is, but it sure is something. If you have the Oni Katana equipped while you're playing Yoru, then you might be in for a little bit of a treat. When you use his ultimate, his usual blue mask is replaced by a traditional red Oni mask instead. And if you want to hear even more neat little Easter eggs when it comes to the agents, don't forget to keep watching until the end of the video because we have a lot more where that came from. We've talked about the number on Sky's gloves spelling out plants before, but did you know that Harbor also has something similar? His left leg has the number 231225 on it, which translates to wave when the numbers are compared to their counterparts in the letters of the English alphabet. Again, the small details Riot includes are really interesting once you can actually notice them. It's not easy to hear, especially in the middle of a game, but every agent actually has slight differences in their footsteps. All of them are carefully done as well, taking into account the agent's clothes and the sound they make when they rub together, whether they have dangling accessories and what type of shoes they wear. One of the most prominent examples is KO's footsteps, as the sound is vastly different from any other agent due to him being a robot. The Neo Frontier bundle is probably one of the best bundles that has ever been released in the game so far, but more people are talking about the skins than the actual Gun Buddy. Its Gun Buddy is a wanted poster that has a bounty and a face of a specific agent, that being the agent of the player that has the most kills in the current game. It's honestly impressive just how much work they put onto a small accessory for a gun. And speaking of Gun Buddies, the Luna Bundle Gun Buddy is a cute white rabbit that looks peaceful. It's honestly adorable enough on its own to make people buy it, but little do they know they're in for a neat little surprise once they actually use it in-game. When you fire the gun it's equipped on, it turns blue and has an angry expression. The VCT lock-in melee skin is one of the most coveted melee skins of all time, and for good reason. It's slick, comes in 4 vibrant colors, and honestly has some clean animations to go along with it. On top of all that though, it gets a glowing aura when the player wielding it is currently the match MVP. That's one way to motivate people to do well at the game. An Astra Ultimate can block sound, but it can't actually stop Deadlock's sonic sensor from detecting said sound if it's close enough. And well, that's honestly kind of sad, to be honest. You would think that a 7-point ultimate wouldn't lose to a single ability, but Valorant mechanics say otherwise. When Gecko uses his ultimate, he can detain his own allies and even himself. You can move Thrash towards you and your teammates if you double left click. It'll instantly explode and detain everyone in the area. And I swear, if any one of you do that to me after I told you, I will come over there and I will— Deadlock's Barrier Mesh is easily one of the most annoying abilities in the game, but there's a number of ways to bypass it easily. These include Jet's Updraft, Omen's Teleport, and funnily enough, another wall. You can actually use Sage's Wall to get over Deadlock's Barrier Mesh easily just by looking at the ground and using it at your feet and letting it boost you over it. The Araxis finisher is easily one of the best in the game. It involves a beam shooting into the sky from the last enemy killed. Not only that though, as it also happens on any other enemy that the person wielding the Araxis weapon killed that round. Dropping from an elevated spot makes a slight noise no matter how short the elevation is, and it can alert enemies to your location easily. If you uncrouch while falling, however, the drop becomes silent and no one will hear it at all. This can be incredibly good in clutch situations, so be sure to remember it, especially when the enemies know you were on an elevated area. And if you want to know more neat little tips and tricks like these, then don't forget to subscribe for similar videos. We've all complained about the Bulldog getting its millionth skin or the Marshall not having enough good skins, but have you ever thought about which gun has the least skins? Well, surprisingly, it's actually the Odin with only around 15. There's 2 ways to instantly break Sage's wall without ever firing your gun. The first is by chamber teleporting into it if his anchor was already placed there before, and the second is similar, by opening a Cypher Cam if it was also placed there before the wall was up. There's a lineup for Deadlock's Barrier on Ascent where she can wall off heaven from all the way down there. That little corner has honestly been so broken for a very long time, it's almost unreal. Deadlock's ultimate may seem good, but it's actually quite lackluster. It can miss easily, can be interrupted, and the single guaranteed kill it gets is arguably not worth it. On top of that, you can counter and fake a Deadlock ultimate using just Yoru's clone, with some good timing, of course. Have you ever wondered what happens when Gecko sends his wingman out to defend defuse, but someone gets to the spike first, well, he'll actually keep running in place until the player gets off the defuse or the bomb is fully defused. It's honestly kind of adorable how it just keeps going for the spike even when there's someone already on it. Let the little guy do his job! If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching!